So now he has an idea, the world's bestseller. What? He says, now look, I can write a book and provoke a community, and I know it's like soda water, the guys will shout and this and that, and they'll just petter off. So he writes a book in which he besmirches the wives of the Prophet. But now I had to go to England on a lecture tour about this Rushdie fellow, and I went to the Royal Albert Hall. Yeah. We had 6,000 people turning up, and I'm demonstrating to the audience, 6,000 people, that none of you have read the book. You are sitting in judgment. You know the book, what's wrong with writing? I said, look, you didn't read the book. So I make the chairman to read his preface. He's quoting Daniel Defoe, where he's talking about the devil. Actually, he's describing himself. If you read that, he's talking about himself, Rushdie. But now, I told the chairman, read this to the audience and ask the question. Has anybody ever read this anywhere in the past 12 months? Please put up your hand. Anybody ever read this? And if you had read it, immediately it'll click. Yeah, I read somewhere. Wait, I can't remember, but I read these words because so poetic. Daniel Defoe's words about the devil. Out of 6,000, one person put up his hand. So right. That means he said he's read it, but we didn't have the chance to ask him, hey, maybe it was quoted in my book, which was given, maybe he read it in the book, my booklet, answering Rushdie. However, we didn't ask him the question. So I'm asking the people, I said, now look, what have you read? People generally. I said, you don't know what he wrote about you. Forget Muhammad and forget the wives of the Prophet, forget the Muslims, you Britisher. I said, what does he say about you? Page 80. He says, I can't even quote you. You British, It's a sister, and he uses the word British. And you Americans. He says mother, and he uses the word, the four-letter word, Americans. Did you read that? Then you white women, your mothers, your wife, your sister, the Peter Mayer, of Penguin. I'm asking Peter Mayer when I was in America. I said, I want the guy to come. I says, Peter Mayer, he's a Jew. I said, this guy Rushdie says, white women, all. Never mind fat, Jewish, with a polynose, or non-differential. You can't make out the difference. Irish, Swiss, German, what? I can't make out the difference, but don't worry, as long as she's white. White women, never mind fat, Jewish or non-differential. White women are for, and throwing away. I said, you Peter Mayer, that's your mother. He's talking about your mother. That's what they're supposed to do to your mother. This, the Africans and the Indians, we must read all this. Look, white women are for that purpose only. So I said, now look, what have you read? You British, the first page, he says, you Londoners are bastards. First page, he said, Londoners, an accident took place and the guy is floating down and he shouts, the Londoners are bastards. I said, you Londoners, what are you? Indian Londoner? You're a bastard. What are you, Pakistani Londoner? You're a bastard. You British Londoner, English Londoner? You're a bastard. Whatever Londoners you are, you're all bastards. You accept that? He says, no. I said, look, damn it all, you're only looking about the other guy. I'm crying because it hurts me. He's swearing my mother. It was spiritually, the wives of the Prophet are dearer and nearer to me than my own mother. So in the house of Islam, you can't besmirch anybody's name. See, the Western system law is beautiful for protecting the living. Yeah. I call any lady a whore. You have a right to take me to court. It's a defamation. I defamed you. Right? You have a right. But if I call your mother a whore and she's dead, you can't do anything to me. You're going to bring your mother out of the grave to say, look, I'm not a whore? No. So I got away with it. So I said, you see, the Western law is beautiful for protecting the living. But what about the dead? Now, in Islam, we protect the dead and the living. You make any aspersions against any woman. He said, look, she's adulterous. I said that? Right. Now, the Islamic law demands that I produce 4 eyewitnesses. Yeah. They must be eyewitnesses, not from hearsay, what I heard and I thought they went into the room and they must have asked, did you see? 4 eyewitnesses. So, let's say I'm one of those devil, and I pay 3 other persons, say, look man, you talk like this and you tell like this and tell like that, and we go to court. I say, all right, this woman here, she committed adultery. In cross-examination, If one of them fails, everybody gets 80 lashes each. You're going to say things like that anymore about any woman?
Yeah, you'll be very careful.
If one of them fails in the 4 and the cross-examination, all the 4 gets 80 lashes, even if it was true. So now I say, this is what, you say this is harsh, this is barbaric. I says, you people are foolish. You see, you got wrong concepts of law and morality. Sutcliffe, he goes and rapes 13 women.
Yeah.
Rapes and rips 13 women. For which he gets a double life sentence. At the moment he's enjoying in prison, he's got a room to himself, he's got a TV set and a VCR, and he's studying law at the expense of the taxpayer, which I can't do for my son. Myself, at the standard 7, I went 3 days and I was kicked out because I had no fees. That guy now, he's becoming a lawyer at our expense. And for good behavior, in 20 years' time, he'll be out to write his memoirs and make $1 million out of that. There's something wrong with your thinking.
There's something very wrong.
You see? Then the guy in Atlanta, Georgia, he sodomized 21 boys and killed them. 21 boys. He's also enjoying a double life sentence. For good behavior, he'll be out in 20 years to write his memoirs and make $1 million out of that. There's something wrong with your thinking. Because those 21 boys were not your brothers. They were not your sons. Those women were not your mothers. They were not your daughters. Were they? No, it's only a number, 13. What does 13 number mean to you? Nothing. 13, so what? Then your concept of looking at justice. I says in San Francisco, a Caucasian, a white man, he raped 9 women. And before killing them all, he used to burn them with cigarette stubs in the most sensitive parts. And he did so many tortures before killing them. Now when the guy got caught, the jury system, that sentence in America, 12 out of 12, not 11 out of 12. 11 say the guy deserves to die, and 1 says, I think we should give him double life. He said, give him double life. You know that penalty. 12 out of 12. In this case, 12 out of 12 of the jury says the guy deserves death. The good judge, you know what he said? He said it is too merciful to kill him.
Yeah.
No, it's too merciful to kill him. So to you now, you are a sadist. You want the guy to linger in prison because it's worse than killing. If you just kill him, cyanide pill, finish, gone. No. You want to get the pleasure of keeping him alive. There are hundreds on the death row in America, and maybe here in South Africa. They said, look, do away. We know we deserve death. Finish. They said, no, I want you to live. The guy said, I want to die. He said, no, you are not. I want you to live. Are you compassionate or are you a sadist? I want you to answer that. I said, you Westerners, you are sadists. Look, the guy said, the good judge says, it's too merciful to kill. Then what? So it is worse to give him my life. I said, yes, that's all right. That's what you want to do. So you are a sadist. You're not merciful.
They're very hypocritical, that I do know.
No, they don't.
People
they
are
don't.
very confused.
They're very confused.
But our law system is hypocritical.
It is.
Totally, from beginning to end.
So the Muslim, when he starts reasoning with you, he said, look now, we sound cruel, but the Holy Quran says, like life sentence now, capital punishment. You say, no, we have no right to take life. I said, right. But this person took life already. I said, by taking my brother's life, he has forfeited his life. He said, no, we have no right to kill him. But what about he killed my brother? So you are becoming very kind. You are very compassionate. The Quran says, in the taking of life, there is a saving of life. It sounds incongruous. By you taking life means a life for life. Guy commit murder, if you take his life, you're going to save life. You get rid of him, but the rest, he says, no man, this is, I have to pay the price. You're going to save thousands of lives. But otherwise, well, I might be able to get out of it with this, and at the worst, life sentence, and for good behavior, I'll be out in 20 years. I've got my way. In the taking of life, there's a saving of life. These ANC fellows, they had come to me, and at the same time, they had taken out the manifesto or something to say, no capital punishment. I said, right, okay. I said, now, that in Soweto, that girls' hostel, there's 21 boys or so, they raided, and they took all those girls and they raped them, and one of them was mentally deficient. What they did to her is all the things were given to us in the news. I said, now, it was not the African going and raping white girls, the African raping your own daughters. I said, if they were your daughters, what would you do? I said, kill.